You must destroy them. The Earth is counting on you. Good luck.
Welcome to Between the Pixels, episode 54 for December 4th, 2012. I'm Jared.
I'm Devin.
I'm Chase.
And joining us this week are Pixel Perfect's production manager, Travis Redding.
Whoa.
And news writer slash reviewer slash only guy on staff who owns a Wii U, Zach Summer.
Hi.
Woo!
Thanks for did I say that right? It is summer, right?
Yeah, it's summer. Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually winter, but
How else would you pronounce that?
Boy, that was a strong joke.
I get summer. People like to add an S to it. Summers all over the place.
Nice.
Mark Summers. Anyway, thanks for coming on, guys. Now, the big release recently is the Wii U, and like I said before, Zach is the only one on staff that has one, and he's been pumping out reviews all week, and you can see those at pixelperfectmag.com, but we're going to talk about the Wii U a little bit later. If you've been listening to Between the Pixels, I guess at all, we're going to do things a little bit differently this week. We're mixing up the format. And for those of you who don't know, because I don't think we ever mentioned this on the podcast before, but if you want to see our beautiful faces, then you're in luck because we do a video podcast now. So if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/pixelperfectmag, you can watch us. I mean, there's nothing to see. We just sit here. But hey.
Yep. Drink water.
that's something to see, though.
It is.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do news first this week. And in this first segment, we're going to shoot out some of the important news from this past week that we think you should know about. So first up, Peter Molyneux got his Kickstarter. Peter Molyneux, the man most famous for the underwhelming Fable franchise, and his current independent studio, 22 Cans, have decided to start a Kickstarter for the game Goddess. Goddess, as stated on their Kickstarter page, is a, quote, delightful reinvention of the God game from 22 Cans and Peter Molyneux, who created the genre, for PC and mobile iOS and Android. Now, Populous, the game in which Goddess is going to be a reimagining of, was a God game in which a player is a deity that must help their followers become prosperous and overcome rival deities. I've never actually played Populous, but I heard it's one of those great games that, you know, all classic PC gamers talk about. Anyway, if you're interested, go to Kickstarter, look up Project Goddess. There's a nice little video there, and you get some concept art and all that good stuff. At the time of this recording, they have over $190,000 and have about 18 days left to get their pledged amount of $450,000.
I guess the next thing is Bungie's new project is called Destiny, and they released a little bit about what the game's actually about and some screens, and I guess a little video about it. Apparently, it's going to be about a city called the Last City, which is going to be the last city on Earth, and there's this huge, what looks like it to be a second moon, but is actually owned by these aliens who are supposed to be protecting the Earth, or the last city that's on Earth. And then there's another type of alien that is trying to take over the last city on Earth, but that moon is actually considered a ship. Those aliens are trying to protect the last city from the other aliens. They don't really discern what kind of aliens they are. And I guess you are considered a knight, and you're trying to fend off and protect the last city on Earth. And that's really all they released about it. Just, I mean, go figure, Bungie, they're going to talk about aliens and coming down to Earth and trying to destroy the human race. But they're slated for that game to come out next year, and it's going to be like a 4-part series. They're going to have 4 games. I guess one's going to come out every 2 years, and DLC spaced out in between that. But yeah, there's a bunch of screens they put out for it, and a video.
Which will be in this video if you're watching the video, or it'll be in the show notes.
Alrighty, I'm up. No multiplayer for BioShock Infinite. Irrational Games had weighed the options for multiplayer for a number of years, but Ken Levine, the game director, has confirmed on his Twitter account that multiplayer will not be packaged with the game. It's speculated, although not confirmed, that the game will have some sort of online component. BioShock Infinite, which was revealed in 2010, is due for release in the first quarter of 2013, but it's been plagued by delays, design changes, resignations, including one insider that claims that the Irrational team has, quote, struggled to craft a full game that meets the promise of its early demos.
And we might be seeing the Xbox 720 or whatever they're going to call it next holiday season, 2013. They have yet to release anything about it because they kind of want to have the spotlight specifically on Microsoft and what they're going to be releasing as far as hardware next year. So they might release it at E3 or maybe some other kind of event. And they might also release not just the Xbox 720, but also another low-cost device that you can use that doesn't... They say it just plays with casual games, which we don't really know what that means yet. But you could also buy that instead if you wanted a cheaper version of the Xbox 720, but doesn't have the full capabilities of it.
The New York City Museum of Modern Art are adding 14 video game classics as a start of an ongoing gaming collection, which is set to go on display in March of 2013 in the Philip Johnson Architect and Design Galleries. The museum's blog calls this initial selection just the seedbed for a chunkier collection planned for around 40 titles, eventually adding titles like Minecraft, Grim Fandango, and NetHack. Now, the first 14 titles included are Pac-Man, Tetris, Another World, Myst, SimCity 2000, Vib Ribbon, The Sims, Katamari Damacy, how do you say that? EVE Online, Dwarf Fortress, Portal, Flow, Passage, and Canabalt. The museum plans to display each game in a way that will do it justice to its particular type. For example, for games like Flow or Passage, they'll actually be playable because they're fairly short. But games like EVE Online and Dwarf Fortress require a different approach. Quote, to convey their experience, we will work with players and designers to create guided tours of these alternate worlds, so the visitor can begin to appreciate the extent and possibilities of the complex gameplay, said Paula Anna Tonelli, Senior Curator, Department of Department of Architecture and Design.
Department of Biomechanics.
Department of Bioshock.
Dragon Age 3 is probably coming out for next generation consoles in 2014. When Electronic Arts officially announced Dragon Age 3 Inquisition in September, the company did so without specifying which platform they were going to release it for. Now it has been suggested that the upcoming role-playing game, officially due late 2013, could still get delayed and go to 2014 and land on those next generation consoles. This is because a LinkedIn resume of an EA Shanghai employee states that the scope of Dragon Age 3 Inquisition has changed and it is now planned for next generation consoles. An EA representative declined to comment on this article by Eddie McCooch, I think is his name.
Sweet.
Sorry, buddy, if I didn't pronounce that right.
Eddie McCooch.
My bad. Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 have sold more than 8 million units, and if you haven't, go check out the concept art that has been released earlier this month.
THQ is doing a Humble Bundle. Now, normally we're used to seeing indie games for the Humble Indie Bundle, but given THQ's current financial situation, THQ has partnered with Humble Bundle to offer some great games for super cheap. The games available are Darksiders, Metro 2033, Red Faction Armageddon, Company of Heroes, and then the 2 Company of Heroes expansions, which is Opposing Force and Tales of Valor. Now, Humble Bundles are based entirely on a pay-what-you-want model, but you have to pay at least $1 to get Steam keys, and if you pay over whatever the current average is, which is, I think, around like $6 right now, you'll get Saints Row as well. Now, with all Humble Bundles, you are helping to raise money for charity, but how much goes to THQ versus charity is entirely up to you. You get to change a little scroll wheel there to whatever, slider, to decide how much they get. So the 2 charities involved are Penny Arcade's Child's Play and the American Red Cross. At the time of this recording, there are 10 days left, so you have until December the 19th to grab this bundle. If you're interested in purchasing the bundle, which you should, head over to humblebundle.com.
You say December 19th?
Yeah.
10 days from today?
You know what? I can't count.
Today's the 2nd.
I wrote the 19th. You know what?
I know math.
Just do the addition yourself, jerks.
The addition
Math is hard.
Yeah.
Also, now
whatever.
there are God of War Ascension signups for the beta, for the multiplayer beta. We don't know when that's going to come out, but you can sign up for them now. I replaced the old news with that one.
Okay.
So go sign up. No,
Yeah,
don't sign up.
our
I
sponsor
actually want to
this
get
week.
invited in.
Enter the special code Pixel Perfect to get a.
Yeah, see how far that gets you.
Yeah.
That's not true. And I have no transition worked out to move to the other news thing. So
Okay. Wii U. What? Oh, we're not going to talk
Transition.
about that. Wii U.
yeah, so the Wii U, the Wii U Mini this week was revealed. There was a little bit of rumor going out before that the that
You just said the
Nintendo.
Wii U Mini was released.
Dang it!
It's the Wii Mini.
I know Nintendo and their stupid naming conventions. I keep screwing that up. I
We're
always
not
get
going to
them.
the Wii U yet. We're talking about the Wii Mini.
It's so annoying. Okay, so the Wii Mini, there was rumors about it coming along, and eventually we found out, hey, it's real, but it's only for Canada, and it's not really even a full Wii. There's going to be some things missing from it. First of all, it is smaller than the Wii is right now. It's red and black. It's top loading. There's no online access at all. There's, did I say SD cards? There's no backwards compatibility, and it's only for Canada.
It's only for what?
For Canada.
Wow.
Right now, it's only coming out for Canada, and it's $100. So what do you guys think about that? Is this a good move for Nintendo? Does it make sense that the Wii Mini even exists?
Canada though? Seriously? Is that their main target? Is Canada? To sell Wiis?
Supposedly, Canada doesn't use online capabilities when it comes to gaming as much as everyone else, or as much as the United States.
Well, Nintendo's online strategy has already been pretty subpar as it is. So I mean, you're
Yeah.
not losing all that much.
Yeah. I mean, who here even cares about the online capabilities? Because I never even used online, really, other than to buy things off the store.
Right. That's the only thing I've ever done with it.
So, I mean, that doesn't even matter. I mean, not having the being able to use GameCube games, that would suck, because I actually did use that.
Right.
But
I don't know. I don't know anyone who cares about the Wii at all.
That's the thing is like my Wii has a layer of dust on it. I've not touched it in months.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Only person who cares is Zach.
I mean, me and Jared were just at the store. We saw Skyward Sword for $30, and we were going to pick it up, and we're like, well, we probably won't even play it. Like, we want to play that game, but, like, I don't even want to pull out my Wii and play.
Well, this doesn't matter because this doesn't affect us. This is only Canada.
Yeah,
Well,
but they
for
said
right
it
now.
might change.
It might, but for
It's
right
not
now,
going
it's
to
not.
change because no one's going to buy it in Canada. So why would they do that anywhere else?
Well, Nintendo's under the impression that people in Canada, there's some gamers who don't care about old school gaming, so they don't want to download anything from the virtual console, and all they want is to play some good old motion control gaming.
They could have paid me $10,000. I would have told them exactly what they would have needed to have known.
And what's that?
You would have just said,
Don't
the
do it.
Wii sucks, and then
Don't
walked
do it.
out.
Well, why would they?
Awful.
Why would
That's
they
what I
release the
would've
Wii
told.
Mini with the Wii U just being released? Like, wouldn't they be pushing sales for that rather than?
Why would they do that?
It's cheaper.
Yeah, it's like what
It's like
$150.
$30 cheaper. You can get a Wii for
$150.
$130.
You're gonna buy an Xbox One for $100?
Right. I mean,
No?
and it's,
I
the
might.
Wii by itself is already pretty small. It's not even like it
Yeah, how
needs-
much smaller do you want a shit console to get?
Chase
I want it to be
is legitimately
portable.
upset about this.
Dude, I hate the Wii. Everything about the Wii, I hate it.
I have no other problem with this console except for the online missing, because arguably one of the best things about the Wii was, like, the online play obviously is terrible for the few games that you could play, but the virtual console is like the only reason to have a Wii.
Yeah, that's
I
a pretty
agree.
good reason though. And there's some good games.
It has its diamonds in the rough, I guess, your first party games, but
Yeah, there are a few decent games.
I think anybody who wants to play those first party games already has a Wii anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Unless the bean counters at Nintendo crunched the numbers and found out that there's a lot of people in Canada that don't fit that profile, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know what
Probably-
they were smoking, but I want some of that.
Probably because Nintendo has done such a terrible job differentiating between the Wii U and the Wii that people, when they go to buy it this Christmas, they'll just be like, "Oh, that's the new Wii," because they'll just see that new Wii
That's
sitting
the
there.
new Wii.
I've
They're
already
probably
heard of that
hoping that'll happen.
They're open to trick people
I'm sure they are. I
and then
wouldn't
just
be
get their console
surprised.
returned.
I tell you what, I'll buy a Wii U if they come out with a decent Pokemon game for it. How about that?
Hey, I want a Wii U, buddy, and I don't want no Pokemon up there stinking it up.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Keep Pokemon to your handhelds.
Yeah.
No, it'd be so much cooler if it was on a console.
And then you're gonna play out your handheld anyway because you're just gonna use that
Go
screen.
play Pokemon Snap.
I love Pokemon Snap.
Next gen Snap. You could actually move it around and.
It's on the Wii.
Yeah, they
No
should.
kidding. You make
They
it a
should come out
camera.
with that.
Dude, how
You
cool
buy
would
one of
that be?
those-
Dude, I'm telling you,
buy
Pokemon
it.
games on the Wii U could be so cool.
Because you're not gonna sell any of us on that concept. No way.
And I'm not selling. No one's selling me on getting a Wii U anyway. So what does it matter, really?
I heard Black Ops is pretty good on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Stop.
I heard quite the opposite. Actually.
I heard that same thing actually.
Hey, Jim Sterling and Ben Kuchera says it's good.
Oh well, in that case, hey.
Hey, I like Ben Kuchera. Whatever, Jim Sterling. I don't care about you.
I would try it.
So Luke Crane this week, he tweeted out something that started a fire among women in the industry and some men. He tweeted, "Why are there so few lady game creators?" He wasn't expecting much of a response, but he got back from a young lady, who I don't even know who she is, but her name is Familia Young, replied with the hashtag one reason why, and that sparked a huge discussion of people retweeting and telling different reasons why more women aren't involved in the gaming industry. And some of those examples are Rihanna Pratchett wrote hashtag one reason why because I still have to keep saying, but what if the player is female? Ashley Birch from Hey Ash, What Are You Playing? Wrote, because I am confronted with rape or violence in the comment sections of Hey Ash videos. Kim Swift, the lady behind Portal and Quantum Mechanics. What is the name of that game?
Just Quantum.
Conundrum.
Quantum Conundrum said, because I get mistaken for the receptionist or day hire marketing at trade shows, and a lady named Tara J. Brennan, who is the community manager for PopCap Games, wrote, my own number one reason why I busted my ass to get a promotion. First response to it happening was that I only got it because I have nice tits. Now, this, of course, led to a bunch of people writing their one reason why women aren't more involved in the gaming industry. And then Rihanna Pratchett came along, and I feel like I should know this, but what's Rihanna Pratchett actually do? She's a writer, right?
Ooh.
I thought she was a singer.
Let's say she's a writer.
I thought she's a singer.
Probably should have done my research on that. But she created the tag, not to be so negative, called One Reason to Be, which women and men then said one reason to be in the gaming industry, and there was a lot of positivity and positive comments coming from that. So what do you guys think about this huge movement, the One Reason Why tag, and kind of the flames that ensued from that?
First of all, I found out who Rihanna Pratchett is. She's the daughter of Terry Pratchett, the Discworld author.
Oh, okay. Is she a writer now?
She is a writer. Well, I guess she is a writer. Yeah. I think it's good that they're getting that out there, but I think it's completely ridiculous that this even has to happen and be a thing. It's like when this all went down, I was reading all these comments and all the tweets and the hashtag and everything, just appalled at the things I was reading, and it's just stupid that stuff like that even happens, in my opinion.
I actually am very glad it's happening because I think all these things are stupid too, and they're going to keep happening unless we start discussing them and bringing them out into the open. So.
Right. I'm sitting there reading this stuff like ashamed of this hobby that I love, and that just the asinine things that people have to deal with and women are faced with. It's stupid.
I mean, the one thing we have to remember that from the reports we're getting is that most of the gamers, 47%, well, not most, but almost half of the gamers right now are women. About 47% of them are female gamers. So I don't really know. I think the type of people, the type of guys that are treating women this way in gaming, I feel like are a really small group. I don't feel like it's among a lot of the enthusiasts, who look at gaming as a...
Which is also a really small group.
Which is also a small group, yeah. But I think it's more the larger, the jerks you meet on Xbox Live, and those kind of people that are a lot more misogynistic.
See, that's why I hate that statistic that you just said, because according to that statistic, my mom is a gamer, and I call bullshit if my mom is a gamer. That's so
No one's
dumb.
arguing that.
My mom my mom plays mobile video games, and according to that statistic, she is a gamer.
Well, what kind of
Hey.
mobile games does she play? Does she like play like Angry Birds, Words with Friends?
Yeah, yeah. Like
I-
on her
I think that
iPhone.
counts. I really think that counts.
It counts, okay, but this is the kind of people that they are talking. They're not talking about girl gamers that are like my mom or adult gamers that are like our dads, for instance. They're talking about
Moms and dads
They're-
can't be
they're-
gamers.
they can. That's not what I'm saying, but they're talking about the 13 to 20 to 25-year-old guys who go on YouTube and look up Call of Duty videos and throw around the you know what I'm saying, all the swear words and stuff, and God forbid a girl makes a video and puts it on YouTube and every single guy out there says, "Oh, you got nice tits, here's my gamer tag, come play with me." Those are the type of people that they're talking about.
That's how you picked up chicks. No, but I do agree. I am glad it's. I don't know. On one hand, I'm glad. The other hand, I'm not. I mean, it's good to always keep talking about it, but I feel like a lot of times we just talk about it. We always
Nothing
glad
happens.
Yeah, I'm glad Rihanna Pratchett started the One Reason to Be, because I think that's the really important one, because it's easy to complain about a situation, to say like, okay, I think a lot of us in the know, we know what's going on, we know what's wrong, and some of that you can't change. Like, some of those jerks out there are just jerks, and you're not going to change them. But, saying in the game industry, we're not going to put up with, like, homophobia and misogynistic comments and all that other stuff. That'll start to go away, but it's important to also be positive about it and say, these are the reasons to be in the game industry. It's important because, women add a lot of things to the game industry that men can't, and I think that's the more important thing to take away from it.
Complaining about a problem is useless without a solution. So
Exactly.
I have noticed though that playing on the PC that I play with a lot more older people, and they're a lot nicer overall than my experience has been with Xbox in the
Because they're
past.
console babies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not all of them. Just
Well,
most.
I mean, this isn't really a new discussion. I mean, it's not just a gaming thing. I mean, you hear stuff like this all the time from like corporate America and like the job market everywhere. It's not just a game publisher thing.
Yeah, so to read a couple of these One Reasons to Be, LM Lockhart wrote, because most men in the industry are accepting, inclusive, supportive, don't let the bad apples dissuade you from going for it. Kathleen at Ninja Harlot wrote, and one reason to be is that the only way to change things is to be part of the change. # we can do better.
It's like a president's speech or something.
Yeah. Make greeting cards of this stuff and send it out to your friends.
I have a comment.
All right.
It's not particularly about this, but I just think it's ridiculous how things really explode off of people's random comments on Twitter. That's happened a lot lately. I just think it's crazy. Some random person just types something and like everyone takes it to heart, and then they have all these hashtag things coming up and thousands of comments about it. I mean, people get fired over things that they say on Twitter now. It's just ridiculous.
Well, that's been happening since the advent of social media. So
Yeah.
I just think like the Twitter social media part of it just seems to be a huge deal.
But I think that's a good thing, because it's a good
Yeah.
way to get the message out there.
Yeah.
It can also be a bad thing, because Twitter's a complete mess.
I mean, you see
sometimes.
people who like go home drunk or whatever, and they type something on Twitter, they can get fired from their job from that.
Ryan Perez.
I'm not referencing anybody, but
You're not referencing Ryan Perez if that's what you're doing.
no. Anyway,
All right, well, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some games we've been playing.
hey, we're back.
And we're going to talk about some games. Chase, you
We're
started.
getting drunk.
Yeah, we're getting drunk.
I'm
and we're going
not.
to talk about games.
I'm not. Don't tell my mom.
I went in the fridge to get something to drink, and the only thing I had was a beer.
It was alcohol.
Yeah, that's what alcoholics say. It's the only thing I have to drink. I don't have water anywhere in my house, so I'll get drunk.
Well, it's dirty. All right. Yeah, Black Ops 2 on the PC. I know. I told myself I wasn't gonna buy it, but I caved in and I bought it.
Did you listen to the podcast last week?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I mean, 2 weeks ago.
How long did you talk about it?
2 weeks ago. We talked about it a little bit. I was gonna ask what you thought versus what Chandler thought. So what do you think? Did you play the first Black Ops?
Yes, I did. I've played every single I've played every single Call of Duty ever.
Oh, sorry.
Ever, yeah.
Whoa.
Represent, respect.
Well, Chase, I also played Black Ops 2, so we can talk about it together.
All right, what do you want?
I beat the campaign. I don't know if you played the campaign at all.
Yeah, the campaign was shit.
Okay, I really liked the campaign.
See, I thought the campaign was cool too.
I liked it.
Some neat things with it. So.
Dude,
Call of Duty usually does
Like,
pull through
man,
some
come
cool
on.
things.
the dude is crawling on ledges with gloves that allow him to grip any surface. Come on.
It's
Seriously?
futuristic.
It's near
no.
future. You gotta
Stop it.
Is that your only
Stop
gripe?
it. No.
These
but-
gloves he has. Come on.
And that's like one small, like
Dude.
3-minute scene.
You glide, you jump off a cliff and you fly. You're a flying squirrel for 3 minutes.
That is
After
awesome.
that,
Okay, sold.
you get a gun with that has a scope that allows you to see invisible enemies, because why not let yourself and the other people go invisible, because that's a lot of fun. And then you later towards the game, like you almost die 50,000 times, like
Is
you
that
get
enough?
really
Yeah,
really
great
hurt
number.
like 50,000 times. Yeah, that's yeah. And then
That's
then
an
you
actual
pick up
number.
a sniper that allows you to shoot through buildings and walls, and like it allows you to see where
Chase.
every-
You have to like power up the amount of.
you gotta hold it in.
Yeah, you
Really?
gotta power it up.
Stop it.
Okay, so is your gripe with Black Ops is that it's too futuristic?
no,
because
my
that's the
gripe
premise
with
of it.
my
It's unrealistically futuristic.
gripe- No, my gripe with it is
You don't know.
my gripe with it is I kept getting things and I'm like, this doesn't belong in Call of Duty.
Who
I
are
think-
you to
I
say
think
what belongs in
why,
Call
why
of
doesn't
Duty?
it belong in Call of Duty?
That's just how I felt. As I played it, I go, this doesn't belong in Call of Duty. Like the dude has this little USB thing that is able to shut down all of America's military, and I'm like, that doesn't belong in Call of Duty.
Like they're military robots?
No, he's got this little. It's called Ceruleum, and it's like, think of it as a little USB thing, right? And the dude purposely, spoiler alert, all right, the dude puts it in a computer.
What? He puts a USB thing in a computer?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And it completely reverses everything about the U.S.'s military system.
So it's just like a virus.
So what I'm getting is that
any number of movies. So I mean,
yeah. So what I'm getting at is you just don't like the futuristic stuff of Black Ops, right? Because like Black Ops, I mean, not that anything in Call of Duty is based in reality, but the Modern Warfare ones, I guess, are closer based in reality than the Black Ops one. But that's the whole point of the Black Ops.
My point is I don't want to play a game where my enemies go invisible, and I can go invisible, and I can walk around, and I can just stab people in a first-person shooter. I think that's stupid, especially Call of Duty. Maybe something like Crysis, I could see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see the difference between
Yeah.
Crysis and Call of Duty? Like, I get that my suit in Crysis allows me to become invisible for 5 seconds. But in Call of Duty, you hit a button and you open this crate, and then you get invisibility power until you get shot. Like, I was completely and utterly disappointed with that whole entire mission. And then you ride around on a horse in a desert. I don't know. I hated it. I hated the
First
campaign.
Horse riding?
You have something up with horse riding? You have
It's like
something
go
against
over
that?
there. Like planes are dropping bombs, and my horse is just galloping along on the desert.
Well, isn't some of those missions you were going back in time, right? So it was like 70s
Yeah.
or 80s, right? Because
Yeah.
you were talking to that old man.
Yeah,
So then that makes sense not to have the futuristic thing. So why what's wrong with the horse?
because you're first of all, why does he have a horse in a desert? It's supposed to be a camel. Everyone knows camels run
Oh, gosh.
better. On
Horses don't exist.
Nobody's ever ridden a horse in a desert.
Right, and then second of all, I have people like shooting all around me, and I'm supposed to believe that they can't hit a dude or his horse. Like 4 of us.
Have you played any Call of Duty though?
Yeah.
Like
Well, that's
nothing
what
in
I'm
Call of
thinking, is,
Duty
like,
makes any sense.
You're bashing it because it's completely ridiculous, but every single Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 4 has been completely insanely ridiculous.
I don't think so. I got World at War. I got
All
World.
the same, Chase.
I got World at War. No. I got Modern Warfare 3. That campaign was just incredible.
What?
I
That was
couldn't
the most
believe that.
absurd one of them all.
Yeah, that one was insane. Like the dude like
You're okay with
got
that?
stabbed like 50 times and still was like walking around.
And you're okay with that, but not the
No,
futuristic stuff?
no. I didn't like that one either. I don't know.
Well, what about the multiplayer? How's that stack up?
Multiplayer is good. The maps are garbage, but I like the leveling up thing. I like how you prestige and you get to keep one unlock. I like it.
Same
I
old Call
got
of
no
Duty then?
problems with it. Yeah, I got no problems with it. I think all the kill streaks are pretty balanced. I like them all.
You like the pick 10 thing that's been added? How's that? Have you messed around with that at all?
Yeah, see what I don't like is all right. So you get these things called wild cards. So you can and the wild card itself counts as something. So like if I pick a wild card that says I get to have 2 first perks, the wild card counts as 1, and then I have to get rid of something else to get that perk as well. So it's like a pick 9 system. Really. You know what I'm saying?
Whoops. Yeah.
Like, so that's the only thing. I wish it counted as the same thing, because I have to get rid of like my tactical grenade as well as like an attachment for my gun or something. Zombies is cool too. Transit is probably the coolest zombie level ever made. It was pretty cool.
So how's
I don't
this
like the
work?
maps, though.
Because I know you can, like when you're playing zombies, you get on a train to like go to the next area,
Yeah, that's transit. Yeah.
and you can leave people behind, right?
Yeah, I left my brother behind, and he ran right behind the train the entire way. Took him about 3 minutes of just straight holding the shift key.
Okay, so you can get there.
Yeah,
I didn't know
he
what
made
happened
it.
if he just.
Yeah,
What if he
made
just
it.
stayed over there? Would he just die by himself?
Yeah, pretty much. You get overrun. It's zombies is really hard. Like there's no making it to level 30 by just getting a ray gun. Like you have to like seriously like plant claymores and keep buying ammo, and like it's a lot harder than what it used to be. There's also difficulties now too though. So you can put it on like super easy if you really wanted to.
Cool. Anything else to say about Black Ops? Anyone?
Campaign sucks, multiplayer's cool. These new
Hey,
maps.
I think
Bring
the
it World at War.
multiplayer sucks. Gameplay's pretty cool.
Final word. Been playing anything else, Chase?
League of Legends, Diablo, StarCraft.
The standard.
The standard.
Devin, what have you been playing this week besides Black Ops 2?
Well, again, we haven't really talked about since we didn't have a podcast last week. The new Walking Dead last episode.
Yeah, I finished that
Should
up as
probably
well.
talk about that.
Yeah, finish that. Well, we're not going to talk spoilers. We'll talk very generically.
Then I have nothing to say.
There really isn't too much to say. It's a great game.
Yeah, the ending.
It's
ending
definitely
was pretty good.
shorter than the other episodes have been. But I think they close things out nice. Like there's a bit at the end where they. I'm not gonna do any spoilers, but it's like
A tearjerker moment.
You can tell. Well, I mean, even before that, they kind of wrap everything up in a way that is pretty clear. It kind of takes every decision you've ever made and kind of puts it all back into perspective. Every decision you've made that you think is insignificant, it comes back. And you can tell from the way the conversation goes that it's kind of picking up the decisions that you've made, so your just conversation could be completely different. And I thought that was really cool. Yeah, it's only $5. Play it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
The whole
such a
collection's
good.
going to come out soon. That's what you should get.
Yeah. The one thing, the one thing I wanted to say about The Walking Dead in general was that previously when I've talked about it, I've said that I wish I could sit down and play it all the way through, but I would recommend that no one does that.
Yeah, you don't really want to do that because each episode is so intense by itself that
Yeah.
you need to take a break every now and then.
Yeah, it's just like it'd be way too much to handle like all 10 hours or 10 hours plus of that stuff back to back happening. Another cool thing, I read this Kotaku article, and I can't remember who wrote it, but it was about how Telltale really captured a neat, like the right way to do episodic content, because we constantly complain on this podcast of like when the episodes were late and we weren't getting them every month. But the cool thing about it, just like when you're watching a TV show and you're keeping up with it week to week, you're still always on the same page as someone. No one's ever ahead of you or behind you. I mean, people are if they've missed a week or whatever, but if people are keeping up to date on everything, you're always on the same page. And a lot of times when big games come out, especially like on Twitter, when you're talking to your friends, you're never on the same area. So it can get frustrating because have you ever had a game that's like really big and like all your friends are going to get it and you guys are going to play it, but then like someone pulls way ahead and then
Just
like
plays
other
a
people
ton of it
behind.
one night and just like beats it or something.
Yeah, and like that can be annoying because like you want to talk about it or they want to talk about it but you can't. But the nice thing about Walking Dead is there's gates in between and like you can only play so much and then you can talk about that and you're always up to date. And I just think that's a really neat way, and I'm really excited to have more episodic content from them because if I think about it, it's an experience with a video game that I've never had before.
Yeah,
Just
I
as
would
a
agree. I mean, they've been doing the episodic stuff really well ever since they brought back Sam and Max. So
Yeah.
they figured out the magic formula, and I think with The Walking Dead, with what they've done with like the morality and the conversation trees, it's outstanding. Like this is the first game I've ever played where I make choices based on my gut instead of, ooh, am I going to get this weapon if I be the good choice, or
Right.
is this person going to get mad at me if I pick bad choice?
You're not worrying about like the morality, like whether this is good or bad, because there's really not any right or wrong answers.
Yeah, I mean, there are decisions that you make where every single answer on that choice is going to end badly in some way. And more than once, I had made a decision and it instantly regretted it. And it was outstanding.
Yeah. Fantastic game. Everyone should play it. One of the best games I've ever played. Devin, have you been playing anything else? Curiosity.
Oh yeah, I play. But what's there to say about Curiosity? Really, I've been chipping away at a cube for a couple of days.
I
Boring.
hear it's
Tap a lot.
basically like electronic bubble wrap.
What?
Bubble wrap?
It's like electronic bubble wrap.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
You can actually get an app that's bubble wrap.
Kind of.
I think it's pretty cool because the cube is actually really huge, and like you zoom in on it, kind of like a Google Maps thing, and like you have to zoom in pretty far to actually see the individual cubes that start tapping them away. So I can see this happening a lot, and the cube is pretty thick.
How long have you spent on it?
I only spend a little bit, like every day, just messing around with it. I like to see the updates of how far it's come along every day.
Now, this is something me and Devin have kind of argued about. When you get to the very bottom of Curiosity to get through the cube, only one person is going to hit that final cube and find out what's inside the box. And Peter Molyneux, of course, in Peter Molyneux fashion, says it's something that's going to change your life forever. So whatever that can mean.
Fable 4.
It's a video of him just talking about all the things that aren't going to be in Fable 4.
Right.
So if you guys were the ones to hit that final cube, now it's totally up to you. Would you tell other people in the world about it, or would you keep it to yourself?
I think it depends on what it is.
Yeah, that's a pretty big factor.
If it was like, does God really exist? I'm telling people.
He
What if
knows
it's
the
like-
answer.
It's like,
Oh my God, Fable 4 release date. I'm not telling anyone.
or if it's like I buried $1 million under this lighthouse in this island.
Right.
Come get the key at this address and
Yeah.
go for it. I mean, that technically would be life changing. Getting $1 million or a couple
Yeah,
million dollars.
but
whatever, that'd
we
be-
know it's going to be a link to a video. Like that's what we know it's going to be, but we don't know what the video is going to entail, what details it's going to have.
It's gonna be nothing. It's gonna be a video that says how all you people are fools.
It's gonna be a link to start chipping away at another cube.
Yeah.
Then you have to do it yourself.
This was just level 1. Personally, I wouldn't tell anyone. I would take it to my grave because I would think that that's really cool. Like being the only person who knows that.
Other people might know it who put it together, so you're not the
Well,
only
okay,
person.
they know it, but I'm saying the only person playing the game, you're the only person who found out what it is. I think that's pretty cool, even if it's something completely insignificant. I hope the person who gets it doesn't tell anyone either.
Nobody would believe you.
They will.
I could say I was the one who got it, and I'm just not
It'll
gonna
get
tell
out.
anybody.
Do you think when it's starting to get really, really low that just people who have never played it are just going to start like jumping in, trying to be that last person to hit that last cube?
That's probably what's gonna happen.
Because that's
They've
what I'm
had-
going to do.
That's when I'll be playing it whenever it gets really small.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch it, but like when it gets to like its last layer, dude,
Let
I'm
everyone else do the
I'm
work.
on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They've already had like 2 million downloads.
It's supposed to be 2,000,001.
Yeah, 64 layers have already been taken away, and they're not small.
And we don't know how many layers are there though.
Yeah.
You don't even
Like
know
I
how
said.
big the center is. You don't know if it's gonna be 1 cube or.
Yeah. The cube's huge, and I think like every layer that gets chipped away, it's not really that thick itself, so there's gonna be a lot of layers.
What does it look like?
Do you actually want to see it?
Yeah,
Doesn't each layer have its own like pattern or background or something?
It's just, I mean, each layer is a specific color,
Oh.
and then once you chip away, you see the color underneath.
I saw
so-
people making like different pictures and stuff.
Yeah, they did it Minecraft style.
It's pretty cool. That looks like a Minecraft block right there. It looks like a redstone one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can hold on.
Yeah, let's do a let's play right now.
Let's play. Oh, if I can.
Those
zoom
red
in.
spots are those chipped away spots?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Purple is a new layer. You can like.
Actually, that looks like blood on the wall, like someone got murdered.
And it gets
Yeah.
like all pixelated, but like you have to like zoom in really far to see the individual blocks.
All right,
Freaking-
now play a little. Give it a demonstration. Oh, look at that! Look at them hands.
Whoa, I can't. It's harder than that looks that way. But yeah, and then I mean, you can do it for a while, and you don't really see a dent in it because when you zoom out, it's just a little small speck.
Wow.
Holy
So
crap.
I mean, it's pretty in depth, and there's like the new layer just unlocked here because we just took it all out. But I mean, it's a pretty thick block, so
It's got
We
hashtag.
like he's in there with like a hard hat, like, yeah, we just got out of the mine.
took us a while to get to that layer there.
Well, that's cool. I wish I had an iOS device so I could do that.
There's our quick look. Check it out.
I just sit there at work and just do it on the side while I work.
Yeah, it actually hurts my fingers after a while, just constantly tapping. But then you get like all these points for like
You're
every
gonna take it
single.
to a professional level where you're gonna get like a glove, like a workout glove, and just sit there.
Yeah,
Get like wrist straps and
Like a
stuff like
wrist
that.
guard, yeah.
wrist strap. Yeah, I mean you get.
Lifting weights to prepare or finger weights to.
I wonder if anybody's even working on anything where they can cheat the system to make it go real fast. To
I
tap.
don't know. I mean, you get points for taking away like every single cube you take away, and then like depending on how fast and how consistent you do it, you get like combos and like bonuses like that. And if you complete a whole entire screen of cubes, you get like an extra bonus.
Do you unlock achievements? I think we lost Devin.
Yep.
Hmm.
He always does this. Like
It's
in the
just a
middle of
really
the
good.
podcast.
That's just a
Yeah.
good picture. I like that picture a lot. Okay,
I wanted
well,
to ask him, can you spend your points on anything? Or do you just...
Well,
You can.
You got to use them to look at stats, and then there's a couple other things I think.
yeah, you can buy like pickaxes and stuff like that. That'll make you break blocks faster or something like that. So there are a few little things in the store, but I doubt many people are spending. I think you can. Can you spend real money on it?
I've heard no.
Okay, so it's just those in-game points that you acquire.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, while Devin's doing whatever he's doing, let's move on And Travis, what have you been playing this week?
Other than Black Ops 2 and The Walking Dead, I've been playing a lot of Paper Mario the Sticker Star for the DS, or the 3DS rather. It's pretty cool. It's weird though. They really downplay the RPG aspect of it, like even more so than previous Paper Mario games have been.
Welcome back.
Evan's back.
What's up?
We're talking Paper Mario now.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've been playing Sticker Star on the 3DS. But the Paper Mario games have always been like pretty light on the RPG, but this time they go even further with that. Because you get stickers everywhere. They're posted on the floor, on the walls. They're stuck to things in the environment, and you just peel them off. So you're constantly collecting stickers, and that's how you fight your battles. Like it goes into when you jump on an enemy or something, it goes into this battle like a traditional Paper Mario style. When you select a sticker to like jump on an enemy or to use a mushroom or a fire flower or something like that, and that's how you attack your enemies.
So does it feel like Final Fantasy VIII style, where you feel like you have to constantly collect a bunch of stuff to then use it in battle?
Well, you do, but like I said, the stickers are everywhere, so you're never really running out of stickers. And you're always finding new stickers. You meet a new enemy, sometimes they'll drop a new sticker. You collect different items in the environment that you can turn into big, shiny stickers, they're called. They're useful in different spots in the game, or just as like essentially a summon spell that just kills all the enemies on the screen. So they get a lot of variety with the stickers.
Yeah, I've always liked Paper Mario games, and they had just the right amount of RPG in them for me to really enjoy them, along with the Mario thing, like choosing which stat to level up after you level up, and you can only level up like 15 times, or like choosing what partner to pick and stuff like that. Are there partners and stuff you can do?
Not that I've found yet. I'm about 3 levels in, so I'm a little less than halfway through, and I have not found any partners yet. But the other thing you mentioned with the leveling up, there's no leveling up at all. There's no stats except your health. So there's no attack, no defense, no magic, no nothing. You don't level up at all. So essentially, it kind of takes a lot of the motivation out of fighting the battles and just throws it away.
So there's like no grinding whatsoever.
No. There's no reason to grind. There's really no reason to enter into any battle at all, except to collect coins. And coins are used to buy new stickers, and that's pretty much it.
That's dumb.
It is. It's really disappointing, because I really like the Paper Mario games too, and like you said, Chase, it has a lot of nice RPG stuff to it, like just the right amount. But it was just disappointing that I find myself just skipping a lot of battles just because there's no point. And I already have the coins are everywhere too. I already have like close to 2,000 coins, and I'm never gonna run out. So my motivation to fight battles is pretty much gone, except when I see a new enemy and I want to, hey, maybe they might give me a new sticker. Because eventually, like not long into the game, you find this big room that you can store all your stickers, and there's kind of like a collect them all aspect to it.
So they turned it into Pokemon.
A little bit, kind of, but with as many stickers as you're collecting, it's not really a problem to just every once in a while go back to that room and throw one up. But aside from the battles, it's really cool because they really get a lot of mileage out of the whole paper aesthetic and the sticker aspect to everything. Enemies fold up when they attack you, like a Koopa Troopa will fold up into a shell before he kind of shoots himself at you. Like you peel a sticker off of a piece of environment and it unfolds and springs out and then lays out like a bridge kind of a thing. So all that stuff is great. They get a lot of use out of that. The writing is pretty good. Not as good as in something like Bowser's Inside Story and like the Mario and Luigi games, but it's still very good. Overall, I really like it. It's just the dumbing down of the battles is just super, super disappointing.
What game are we talking about?
Paper Mario.
I came in like right in the middle. You said the new Paper Mario.
Yeah, Sticker Star.
Oh, Sticker Star. Okay. Did that come out recently?
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. On the Wii?
No, 3DS.
3D. Hmm.
It's
I never played any of the Mario RPG games.
they're really good.
You're missing out, man.
So
Yeah,
I've-
they're
so I've
really good.
heard. But
Don't start with this one though, because
I mean,
It's
it's
garbage.
it's kind of surprising to hear, like, yeah, it has a really good story. I'm like, a Mario game with a good story? What?
Some of them. I mean, the Thousand Year Door was alright, but
It's not the story. It's the characters you meet, and the writing is good. The story is just like, hey, here's Bowser, go defeat Bowser, save
Right.
Princess.
Same story, yeah.
Yeah, and every once in a while you find a Toad, like getting beat up by a bunch of Koopas, and then you beat up the Koopas, and then you talk to the Toad, and he's like, oh, I tried to explore this desert, but oh wait, I'm a Toad, and I'm worthless, so I'm gonna go back to town now. So it's just the same stuff. It's not about the story, it's about the characters and the writing, and making it through the levels and that kind of thing.
Even though I don't like Pokemon, I'd probably try that game.
It's fun. It really is.
Is it better at least than the Super Paper Mario? Because that game sucked.
You didn't like Super Mario?
What?
No.
I liked that a lot. I thought it was cool.
I liked the original Paper Mario, but then Super Paper Mario was disappointing.
Paper Mario is one I'm probably thinking of. That was an awesome game.
On the 64?
Oh no, never mind. GameCube, was that Super?
Or GameCube?
GameCube was Thousand Year Door.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't play
that one was
Second
good.
one. And then Super Paper Mario on the Wii was the third one, and then this is the fourth in the paper series. It's good. I'd say it's as good, except again there's really no point to the battles, and I'm really disappointed in that.
So what else is the thing that's keeping you going if the battles are like boring? Just collecting stickers?
Yeah, collecting stickers. Other than that, it's kind of fun. The writing is really good occasionally.
Occasionally,
You're
wow.
not really selling me on it now.
You're still
The battles aren't
downplaying it.
that good. The stickers are okay, and the writing's only occasionally.
The writing is good, but in some spots it's better than others. Like I said, it's not as good as something like the Mario and Luigi games, but it is good, and I like the paper aesthetic and what they've done with that, because
Yeah, I always like that idea.
on the overhead map, like they reveal the path to the next level. It kind of like peels away like a string of tabs. It's everything about that game. They've just taken the paper and sticker aesthetic to a whole nother level, and it makes it really fun to look at and go through the level and see the changes. And the 3D works really well too. The paper thing makes the 3D stand out pretty good.
Cool. Been playing anything else?
Just those three, really.
All right. I'll go quick, and then we'll get into the Wii U stuff. I picked up Hitman Absolution, which I want to
Show us the
make
game.
a little note on this. Okay, so
The Walmart thing.
I don't know if I call myself a collector anymore, but I own a lot of games, and I used to be a collector. But okay, so I went to Walmart and I picked up Hitman Absolution. And you see that thing right there? Now, if you don't have video, there's this thing that looks like a sticker that says like Walmart exclusive. You get all this crap with it. Okay, so I'm buying this and I'm like, okay, that sticker's dumb, but whatever. It's a sticker, right? It's not. They reprinted box art and put this Walmart thing right on the.
wow.
Is that like a sticker on a piece of paper, or is that just part of the piece of
No,
paper?
it's like-
Not
it's-
even a sticker on there.
Part
No,
of the
it's
printing?
part of it. It's like they reprinted or they had their own special.
They had to have reprinted it, or
Random prints. That's
Now-
dirty.
The Hitman box art isn't great to begin with. They've never had great box art anyway, but still, it's the principle of it. I like to have nice
well,
stuff.
now
not
we know
covered
you
in-
got it from Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna have to wait till it's cheap, like $20 somewhere else, and a little while from now, and buy it so I can slip out the covers.
Or you can just print it up online. I've done that with the game too.
Yeah, but I don't have like real glossy, nice paper like this. So anyway, Hitman Absolution is a pretty good Hitman game. I think there's a lot of people that are split on it. Some people say it's not like the old ones, and they don't like that, and some people who weren't into the Hitman games like it now because it's a lot. In a lot of ways, it's a lot more streamlined than the previous Hitman games. The previous ones were very open-ended and kind of didn't always let you know when you were doing the right or wrong thing. And for me, I kind of like that. I liked where it wasn't so much hand-holdy when you were playing. But I never really enjoyed Blood Money that much. I couldn't really get into it. But I like Absolution a lot. I don't like it as much as Hitman 2 or Contracts, but it's still a solid Hitman game. If you've played Blood Money, though, there are a lot of things that carry over from Blood Money. But there are a lot of new things. There's like
Blood Money, and I just haven't gotten to it.
You do what?
I keep meaning to play Blood Money. Is it worth playing that, or just going right to Absolution?
I'm not a good person to ask about Blood Money, at least, because I only got like 3 levels in, and then I got stuck at this one area, which sounds ridiculous, because it's not like a hard game.
Try getting better.
But I can't, and I just got annoyed. I got tired of the level, so I just stopped playing. But I'm gonna go back after I finish Absolution. I'm gonna go back and play Blood Money. But yeah, Absolution is good.
Cool.
I completely like.
Absolution's good. Halo's good.
About.
Call of Duty's good.
I like Call of Duty.
I like shoot stuff.
It's this is the first one in like 6 years or something, 5 years. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while. I'm just making up time spans.
Now I'm gonna have to go find out. I'm curious.
It has been a while, and it's a completely different engine. All the previous games were on a older engine, and they spent those years of absence working on this game and this new engine, and it looks great. I know I can't say that. Oh, the game looks good, but it does look good. It feels like regular Hitman. I guess the only thing that's different, some levels you go into, and you.
Okay, it's actually been 6.5 years.
Oh, well, there we go. That was an awesome guess on my part.
Yeah, not bad.
Some levels you go into, and you like. There's one level that I played at E3 where it's like this Chinatown place, and it's just like covered. Travis, did you play Absolution at E3?
I did play that level, yeah.
Okay, so I played that level
everywhere. Yeah,
and it's a really neat level, and the way he moves through the crowd and passes through them, it's great. It looks awesome. That's a really good description of it.
It
looks great. It's awesome.
There's a lot of things going on, a lot of details. It was clear that if you look around, I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff you could find to kind of take your way through this different mission.
Yeah, and it's a fairly small area, but each level has a number of different ways you can complete it. But the one thing that sticks out in this Hitman more than others is that it's not really clear the different avenues you have. Some of them you really have to look for it, and I completed that China level. Now, when I played at E3, I ended up just like it took me a long time to complete it. But when I played it at home, I finished it in a completely different way than what I did at E3, and I did it in like 5 minutes or less. And just like went in and just like banged out that level, and I was done. It was really easy. So some levels you go into and they're really long and they're expansive, and you feel like you've done a lot and you've had to work really hard to get to the end of it. And then other levels you kind of just like walk in and do it and just like, well, that was underwhelming. So
yeah, when I played at E3, my whole thing was, like you said, Jared, it's really unclear like what you're supposed to do or how you go about doing this. And me not having played any Hitman games before, just kind of fumbled around, and I did pretty terribly. But but I'm anxious to kind of play a little more carefully now that I know a little bit more about the series and get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's still definitely a really enjoyable game, and they have this new like challenge system, I think it's called, where you go into your start menu and they have like a huge list of like different challenges you can do. So like, and you'll get like points for this, because the one addition in this game, which I actually hate, is that at the top of your screen there's this bar that constantly pops up, and so like especially when you first start out, it'll be there for like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something, and it'll say what. Because you get scores for everything in this. So, like, if you kill a civilian, you get points taken away. If you, properly sneak through an area and no one catches you, you get positive. You get, points added. But when you start out and through various times throughout the level, it'll pop up and tell you what your friends list score is or what the world score is, and there's no way to shut that off. At least I don't think there is. And that's really annoying, because then it becomes like, it's like constantly throwing in your face like, hey, you're playing a game. You remember that? You remember you're playing a game? And they have.
Yeah, I think it kind of takes you out of the immersiveness.
Yeah. So that's really annoying. And it's annoying when you do something positive or negative, and then there's points taken away. I liked in the previous Hitman games where, like, yeah, I can kill a civilian, but I'm not going to get, like, it's not going to say, like, oh, you did a bad thing. You know, it's just like, I can do that if I want. It's up to me whether I kill civilians or not, and I don't get penalized for it. I mean, there's really nothing you get, as far as I know, from getting a bunch of points. I think it's just like, hey, I got a bunch of
Basically,
points.
just a leaderboard.
Yeah.
People get way into their leaderboards, though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for some games it's cool to have that competitiveness. See, like, oh, I want to one-up my friend. And I do want to go back and play through the level, not for points. I want to go back through and try all the different areas, but I don't really care about the points. I'll kill civilians if I feel like it. Get off my back. I'll do what I want. I also quickly want to mention this game, because I've been playing it for weeks, but I haven't been able to talk about it on any of the podcasts, but Hotline Miami. Have any of you guys played that?
I haven't played it. I've heard very good things about it.
What, are you tired of hearing about it, Devin?
No. I was going to be like, oh, yeah. No, I didn't play that game.
This game's awesome. If you haven't heard of it, it's a top-down action game. Has a very, like, 16-bit kind of style pixelated thing going on. It's made by Denaton Games, published by Devolver Digital. And it's on PC right now. And the whole point of the level is to basically kill everyone in the level without getting killed yourself. And it's set in the 1980s, sort of. It feels like it's the 1980s, like in Miami. And it has like a lot of fluorescent and you know, weird, trippy. You feel like you're on LSD. Not that I've ever done LSD, but I imagine this is what it looks like to play a game on LSD.
We learned things about Jerry tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I should take LSD and play it.
Maybe you were on it when you were playing it.
Maybe. I think they were on something when they were making this game. But you go into every level, and it's just basically a murder simulator, but it's really good. I mean, it's not. It's pretty graphic for like a pixelated, you know, like 16, 18-bit, whatever that would be considered. Game.
Is it anything like Retro City Rampage?
Yeah, it looks similar to that. We actually got both of those together at the same time when we got review copies.
Because I've played that, and yeah, from what you're describing, it sounds like kind of like Retro City Rampage with less structure.
Well, it's actually, I think it actually has more structure, because you go into a level and it's very clear. Like you look around the level and it's all from a top-down view, and you'll see the guys, and some of them have like guns, some of them have, you know, bats or whatever, and you can pick up any weapon throughout the game. So there's knives, bats, poles, swords, different types of guns, and the objective is to kill everyone in the level. Now, you can die very easily, so you have it's like a kind of a well orchestrated death dance or something. Where you have to go and you kind of have to plan out how you're going to do it, and it kind of becomes like a dance, because there's sometimes a flow to it when you're going in and you have to make sure you kill someone before they recognize you, before anyone else comes. Because like if there's a gunshot, guys from other rooms will come out of their rooms and they'll see you. One shot will take you out. So I mean, you don't have a chance to really screw up. I mean, the nice thing is, like, if you do die, you're right back in it. It's like Super Meat Boy. You die and you're just right back in it.
So there's no penalty.
No. I mean, you do get a score at the end of the level, but what that has to do with anything, I don't know.
Are all the enemies like in the same spots every time, or are they just walking around randomly, or?
They all start in the same spot, but sometimes where they'll move can be kind of random. A lot of them will follow patterns, but I haven't, as I got further in the levels, I've encountered parts where like sometimes like the one guy will come out of this room and walk around in a hallway, but other times he'll just stay in that room. So it kind of varies, but you can take your time. You can go in, kill some guys in a room, and then wait, and then watch like the patterns of the other guys, and wait to see who, and kind of plan out what you're going to do next. And
I guess, is there any like, because if the guys all start in the same positions, like once you like really get a level and you crack it kind of, and you just kind of go through it perfectly, is there any really motivation to play it again?
I don't know. I haven't finished it yet.
Well, I mean, just the individual stages, though.
Well, for me, I mean, it's just enjoyable to go in there and kill people the way it plays out. But I don't know. I mean, maybe if there's an option to ratchet up the difficulty later, maybe. But right now, I mean, I'm not going through the levels. Like, as you get further down the line, they get a lot harder. So it takes a lot more time to actually go through each level. But I don't know. I mean, I'd have to finish it and go back and see. I haven't really repeated any levels yet. But
Is it how much is it on Steam or wherever?
it's on Steam and Good Old Games. I think it's $10.
Okay.
But it's absolutely worth the purchase. You can find videos, look them up on YouTube or something if you're curious. But it's a lot of fun. You use mouse and keyboard, which is a little weird at first, but once you get used to it, it works fine. And one of the best things about this game, it has one of the best soundtracks on a game. It's definitely one of the best of this year. And there's this one song, and I put it at the end. If you listen to last podcast, episode 53, Halo Foreskin, check it out. At the very end, I put a song on there, and that's a track from Hotline Miami. And that
I don't
song...
remember what that was, because I listened to that podcast. I can't remember it. Is it like chiptune, or is it... What is it?
It's kind of like... it is like a little bit of chiptune, but it has like... I don't know. What is like dance EDM music or something? I don't know.
EBM.
It's some... Is EDM the right word? I don't know.
EBM.
EBM?
Yeah.
EGM music.
Yeah, EGM mag.
I could tell you what it means, but, you know.
It's very thumpy.
Like techno.
It's
I don't know,
very
but-
gangsta.
When I listen to that song while I'm playing, like, that's what I imagine what it's like to be on cocaine.
Man, you're just all up in the drugs today.
I know. I need to do drugs.
So, Jared, would you categorize this game as fun?
Shut up, Devin. Let's get out of my podcast. All right, and the other thing I've been playing, I played the DMC demo.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, how
Devil
was
May
that?
Cry. Well, I am in the camp of I've always liked the Devil May Cry series, but I'm not hardcore about it. I guess I'm not like it's one of the best series ever, but it's always had really great action, cheesy storyline and stuff, and that was the enjoyable part about it. I played this one and I was real skeptical because I didn't like the redesign of the new Dante, and he seemed like a real douche. And I'm right, he definitely is a douche.
He looks like one.
Yeah, he looks like a douche. He talks like a douche. Well, I guess I'll talk about the bads first. Dante's a complete douche. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
He's a terrible character. The thing that made the first Dante cool is that he was sort of like a real tough guy, sort of like a Banff, as people say today.
These kids say BAMF today?
Yeah, kids are saying that, right? But he was cool, but not because he wasn't mean, he was tough, and he didn't take any crap from anyone. But this new Dante is just like a dick. Like, the one time he's walking along, and there's like this big fat guy drinking soda, and he just smacks it out of his hand, he's like, that stuff will kill you. He's just like a jerk. He's like a 14-year-old angsty kid.
Well, he's trying to prevent him from being an alcoholic or killing himself from
It's a
alcohol
soda. poisoning.
Oh, a soda. I thought.
That's a shame because Dante was one of those characters that could have been really awesome if they did it correctly.
I thought the original Dante was done pretty well. from
Yeah.
what it was.
but
He was
but
good.
You can't do it. You can't do it well once and then shit all over it.
Well, this is Ninja Theory. They took over
Not Capcom.
this one, and I think it's still being published by Capcom, but
Oh, it
it's
is?
it's just being developed by Ninja Theory. So yeah, Dante's dumb. The writing is really, really terrible in this game. It is just. I mean, I can't think of any Ninja Theory game that has good writing, so I guess that's par for the course.
Did you really expect like masterful storytelling?
It's just like I don't have a lot of examples.
That stuff will kill you. There's one example.
If you play the
Well,
demo.
You weren't expecting good writing anyway in a Devil May Cry game.
No, but there was a certain caliber of like cheesy coolness that was in the original
Yeah.
Capcom games.
A little laughable at times, but
Like I wasn't like, oh man, the story's so good, but it was still enjoyable. But now every cutscene, I'm just like, God, shut up! I'd just rather play because
yeah. Is the action good?
The action is really good. The action's very solid. I've always thought Ninja Theory did a good job with their action, and they take their own liberties with it and kind of put their little twist on it, but they do a great job, I think. It's very fluid, very solid. I won't get into details. Just play the demo and you'll get a feel of it. But it feels like Ninja Theory, but it also feels like Devil May Cry. So they do a good job with that. I think the level design is really interesting. You only get to play one level in the demo, then you play a boss battle. So I don't know if this one technique is used throughout the whole game, but you can see this in the trailers too. There's like shifting levels as you move through. The levels will like change. The world will change, and you kind of have to adapt to that. And that's a pretty neat mechanic. But it looks really nice.
Bayonetta did a bit of that too, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Kind of, sort of in the vein of Bayonetta.
With
Except
weird changing environments and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one time you fought on like a creature, and the creature moved, and then that made your level move. It was really cool.
You're like standing on this massive clock that's falling through space.
Right.
Fighting a dragon or something, whatever it was.
That was one of the coolest games I ever played.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a reason to get a Wii U, Bayonetta 2 on Wii U.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
It wouldn't. Okay, it wouldn't be on, or Bayonetta 2 wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Nintendo.
Could you imagine trying to play with the nunchucks?
You don't have to.
Because it's on the Wii U.
Can you imagine playing with the nunchucks?
What are you doing? Playing the drums?
Yeah, I like that guy from E3. Anyway. So yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Good.
But check it out if you're a Devil May Cry fan, because you know what? I might purchase it just because.
Is that on the
The actual
360?
season. Sure is.
Okay.
I think I will download that because I've never really been too into the Devil May Cry games, but I am a fan of Ninja Theory's stuff. I really liked Heavenly Sword. I thought Enslaved was pretty cool, so I think I'll probably download it.
What'd you just say? You thought Enslaved was good?
But that was alright.
Okay. Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach. Let's talk about some Wii U because you've been all up
Alright.
in that.
Well, when I bought it, I got Batman Armored Edition, Arkham City Armored Edition, Zombie U, Nintendo Land because I got the Deluxe Edition, and then I also got the new Super Mario Brothers U. And out of those four, I'd say the two I've been playing the most are Zombie U and Batman because Batman's just so awesome. But yeah, I really enjoy Batman and Zombie U so far. Not really a fan of Nintendo Land because I don't know what exactly Nintendo was trying to do with it. It seems like they were stuck between trying to recreate like a Wii Sports and like make a game for hardcore Nintendo fans, but it just kind of didn't all come together. And I mean, New Super Mario Brothers, we all know what that is and how that plays. I mean, it's fun, but it's not really drawing me in like Zombie U and Batman are right now. So
Yeah, and I watched an hour of new Super Mario Brothers Wii U footage and felt like I could review it after that without even playing it.
It's still really fun, and like I definitely know there's a market out there for it. Like when I went to the launch to pick up my Wii U, I mean that was the game everybody bought was New Super Mario Brothers U. So
That's because it's got Mario on it.
that's true, yeah. But I mean the Zombie U though, I know it got really mixed reviews, but I really like it because it's at least using the gamepad in ways that are innovative and interesting. Because like
I was really excited by that when we went to E3. That looked really cool.
I mean, it's not everything it does is perfect with the gamepad. I mean, like you aim like your sniper rifles with it, and it's really clunky, or like just some of like the lock picking stuff. I mean, it's kind of ham-fistedly done, but overall, I really like that Ubisoft is at least taking risks with it. Like when you're doing the scanning and you have to like turn your back to the screen and you don't see what's really going on around your character. I mean, that really, really kind of freaks me out, and really, I think it's well done. But I mean, it's definitely not like the second coming of Red Steel on the Wii because that was a disaster. But yeah.
I hear it's kind of hard, like almost like to the point of where it's like Dark Souls hard kind of thing.
Oh yeah, you die a lot, and I mean, and it's like you're meant to die a lot in it, and the thing I really like about it is like I remember playing like the Silent Hills and Resident Evils and those survival horror games, and you'd get like the Magnum, but you'd save it, till the end of the game, and then maybe not even use it because it's so awesome. But in Zombie U, like I actually have to use any good weapons or anything I get just to keep progressing through the game. So
Yeah, that was one thing I was going to bring up because everything I've seen on it, it seems like it's actually very, very much classic, real survival horror
mhm.
instead of what we consider survival horror today.
Oh yeah, I mean, half the time I'm not even progressing. I'm just trying to survive or get my items back or scrounge up some bullets or something. And I don't think that'll be everyone's cup of tea, but I really like it. I mean, I haven't been this scared playing a game since I played Amnesia, so
Really? How is it with like the atmosphere and that kind of a thing?
there I th- about it that makes it for me so intense is that it's the one bite from a zombie and you die. So, and it's really difficult to take on more than one zombie at a time. So, like, you see a horde of zombies and you're like, oh shit, I have to find a way to get past these. And then, one of them screams or grunts at you, and all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I'm gonna die, and I'm holding, a shotgun and a crossbow, and I don't want to have to go fight my dead corpse in a big horde of zombies.
Oh, so
So,
when you die, you come back as a zombie and you see yourself?
well, when you die, you come back as a new character, and then you can go back and kill your old self and reclaim all your weapons.
Oh, that's cool. I
And
like
you only have
that.
one chance to do that, right? So, like, if you die while
Mhm.
trying to get that, you can't go
Yeah,
back. Okay.
yeah, all your weapons. I think they respawn in different areas, but yeah, you have
it,
to find them again.
it does kind of sound like a survival horror zombie Dark Souls almost.
Well, you can. Have you done any of the online component where you can actually leave messages for other people, Dark Souls style?
Yeah, it's really nice because you have a safe house, and that's the one place where the zombies won't come fuck with you. And there are various like places you can get to the safe house around London. So like you see people like tagging like safe house here or this area is safe or whatever. So I mean, I think it's really helpful. I'd like to see more people do it because I haven't seen it a whole lot lately. But yeah, I've liked it so far, and I also like that Ubisoft is like leaving messages like "We are watching you" or "We know how you're playing," and
That's pretty
That's
neat.
cool.
yeah.
Have you gotten any of the thing where like people just leave like shit messages?
Oh
And-
yeah, yeah, like leaving a thumbs up like in front of a place where like a zombie's about to bust out of the door or something. Well, and the thing about that I also like that's really well done with the gamepad is that your radar is on the gamepad, so like it'll beep and then a few red dots will show up on your radar, and that'll tell you where like the moving creatures are around you, but they're not always zombies. So like I'll see three red dots, and it'll turn out they'll all be rats running towards me, and I'm like in panic mode trying to find a place to hide.
Like an aliens kind of thing?
Yeah.
That sounds like it could be cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's not without its problems. I mean, the graphics are shit. I mean, they really, I think, could have tightened it up a little bit. And also with the character models, I don't think they have enough character models. So, like, you see, like, three of the same looking zombie at the same time. But I'm excited to see what they're going to do if they make a sequel because I think they have a good, like, base work to work off of right now.
So
I
what
mean, and
about? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask about like the overall. Obviously, Zombie U is seems like the shining one, or Arkham City, which you have a review going up on Monday for that. So
hmm
check that out whenever you guys hear us. Um, but do you think the Wii U is actually worth purchasing? Like even just for those two games alone?
Um, well, I say this in my review for Arkham City, if you've played it before, I don't think it's worth buying on the Wii U.
That was my
if you
question.
haven't played,
I
yeah,
played it like all the way through. It was like, why would I want to buy it again?
well, they do change a few things, and like all the DLC is available on the disc, which is kind of nice. and they implement the gamepad in a few cool ways, but I don't think it's really worth going out and spending $60 on it. I think even if you have the option to play it on the PS3 or 360, you should just get the Game of the Year edition because it didn't change the game that much for me. But if you're like a Nintendo fanboy or, whatever, you haven't played it yet and you can only play it on the Wii U, I definitely say it's worth buying.
I don't.
And why
Yeah,
don't
Chase, what do you have to say?
Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. Zombie U sounds cool. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Regardless of what
Sounds
console it's on, it sounds like a cool game.
Yeah, if it was on the 360, it would sound
Right
cool.
now, however, it's the only one it's the only system that it could really be done on.
Mhm.
That is correct.
Yeah, if I was going to buy a Wii U, that's probably the only game that I would buy. But I'm just not willing to buy it just for
Agreed.
one.
Well, I think I'm really excited for Rayman Legends and Pikmin 3, and those are coming out, I think, in March. But right
Rayman's
now...
cool, but Rayman Legends is already on like 3 other systems.
No, that's Rayman Origins. This is the sequel.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, yeah, right.
And I think Rayman Legends is going to be a Wii U exclusive, so I'm excited for that. But right now, I don't think the Wii U is worth purchasing.
Do you see
Can you say that one more time?
Yay!
I don't think it's worth purchasing right now, but I'm very excited to see what's going to be done with it.
That's not what you said last time.
Okay.
That's all it is. Like if you see the potential there, it's kind of, when I bought my Vita, it was kind of useless, but I could see.
But now it still is.
It's still
Yeah,
useless.
I mean,
no,
when
it's
you
still
just
is.
took all that potential and just flushed it down the toilet. But
Okay, name one console launch that has been like you're just like, wow, this is a great console launch.
Xbox.
The original Xbox?
Yeah.
What Blood Wake or something? What good games came out on the original Xbox?
Halo?
That wasn't a release game.
I thought the PS2 launch was pretty good. They had SSX Tekken Tag Tournament. I put tons and tons of hours into SSX.
I thought 360 was great. They had Perfect Dark Zero.
Like Condemned, that was
I'll
a
put the
good
shit
one.
out of that
Yeah,
game.
That
was
was really
great.
good.
I'm just
yeah.
kidding. I hated Perfect Dark Zero. Condemned was good.
What? I played the
Cameo?
Dude.
So Zach, what do you think about the touchscreen on the Wii U pad? Is that because it's not like capacitive? It's more like a DS. Style.
Yeah, I like it. I'm afraid way too many games, especially Nintendo games, as I saw with Nintendo Land, are going to end up just using it like it's a giant DS. So I'm a little disappointed
That
in
kind of seems exciting to me though, because
Yeah,
I
that's totally
really like the
adapted.
DS.
Well, I like the DS, but I also already own a DS, and I don't want to pay $350 to buy just a bigger DS.
You already have.
Well, think about it though. I mean, the DS does some really cool things, and there were some really awesome games to come out of that. Picture that on a bigger screen and the same types of experiences with a more powerful processor and a bigger screen. I think that sounds pretty exciting.
I don't know if I'd want the same experiences, but I think
No.
if they adapted them into some of the bigger, longer form games,
Right.
because I mean, I don't necessarily want to play like Ace Attorney on a big screen. I like playing it on a handheld, but
Pokemon would be cool.
so
Except for nobody wants to play that game.
does anyone here but Chase like Pokemon?
No one likes Pokemon? Are you serious?
Get out of here, Chase.
Chase is 12. So.
All this Nintendo talk and not one person.
I actually never played a Pokemon game.
Yeah, you
what?
did.
I
liked
pl-
it
okay,
when
I
was
played
12.
Dude,
Yeah.
emulator, go now.
You
No,
have
I
a
have-
Pokemon game.
I
Pokemon
don't
Blue.
know. It hasn't aged well. I tried playing it a while back, and I couldn't get into it.
I'm
Just
sad.
don't wanna
I'm,
catch 'em all.
heartbroken.
Well,
I'm too busy collecting stickers.
Right.
so have
Mario,
you?
on the other
I'm
hand.
too busy touching cubes.
Right.
I'm too busy doing drugs. So, have you messed around at all with any of the online stuff? Because I heard that's a complete mess.
I like the browser, actually. I think the browser is pretty good. They have this thing called Miiverse right now, where they have like different forums for all the games. And then you can like ask questions to people and that kind of stuff. But I mean, I haven't really played around with it too much. I mean, I already have it set up for Netflix, of course, but yeah.
Do you have any games that you're planning on picking up soon to try out, even if they're just most of them are just ports from other systems?
No.
All right.
The pre-orders.
No
for...
Black Ops 2?
Oh God, no. I have the pre-orders for Rayman and Pikmin 3, but there's just like I don't know why Mass Effect 3 was released for it, but like I have no interest in that.
You know, because if you haven't played the other two, but you really want to play the third one.
Oh, yeah.
I keep hearing that Gearbox is doing plans to do some neat things with Aliens Colonial Marines, like the Wii version of that, or the Wii U version of that.
There could be some pretty awesome things that you could do with the controller.
Yeah.
I don't have any examples, but I'm just saying.
You can like move the controller.
Yeah, I bet you can look at that screen while playing.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see what people do with it. I really hope that they just don't. It doesn't end up being like, oh, that's your radar, or that's your inventory, or your map, because that'll just be really lazy and lame.
I honestly think that Nintendo, like, I think the Wii U, everyone harps on the idea that it's not as powerful. It's like if the 368, like we talked about in the new or the next Xbox, actually does come out in holiday next year. A lot of people are saying like, well, it's not as powerful as the other systems, but aren't we like the community that's always saying like, oh, graphics don't matter and power doesn't matter, but like when something like this happens, we're like, oh, it's not powerful enough. But I think this is one of the best Nintendo consoles that has ever been released. I think the GameCube was stupid. I think the Wii was stupid, and not counting their handheld stuff, which I think their handheld stuff is great. What was the last one? The 64? Please. Well, Nintendo hasn't done a good console since the Super NES.
Well, I really didn't. As a whole, I didn't really like the Wii that much. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been super excited about a Nintendo system since probably the Super NES.
What, Chase? You got something to say?
You didn't like the GameCube?
What is there to like about the GameCube?
The controller was retarded.
Prime.
The controller was great.
Metroid Prime was awesome.
Okay, Metroid Prime was
Metroid
a very
Prime.
good
Evil remake.
and
Super Smash Bros. Melee,
Resident Evil 4 was a solid game.
Resident Evil 0.
Resident Evil
N64.
Eternal Darkness.
You didn't like. N64 is probably one of the best.
I am one of those
consoles
kids
ever
that got the
made.
N64 because I thought like, oh, that's cool, and the whole time I wished I would have gotten a PlayStation. I went over to my friend's house and play their PlayStations and be like, I made the wrong decision.
Why didn't
Except for Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is the only reason to have that system.
Why didn't you
Super Mario 64?
Yeah, that was good.
I don't like
Majora's
3D Marios.
Mask.
I even thought Doom 64 was pretty good.
I didn't play that, although I love Doom. So,
Donkey Kong Country?
not a fan of Donkey Kong games.
Oh,
Take that.
shoot.
It was the best Donkey Kong game.
Donkey Kong's good. What the heck? Wait,
Wow.
Donkey Kong Country came out in the SNES.
They had a pretty good F-Zero game, I think.
No, the 3D Donkey Kong game.
Oh, I didn't play that one.
I didn't play that one.
Oh,
yet.
I played that.
That was
I like
good.
that.
You can
Yeah.
switch between all like Dopey Kong and Sleepy Kong or whatever the hell their names are.
They're not dwarves.
I don't know, but I'm just saying I don't know what their names are.
Dopey Kong,
Doc
Kong,
Grumpy
or
Kong.
what they are.
Monkey
Sleeping
Kong.
Sleeping Beauty Kong.
But my point is, I think that the Wii U has the most potential, and I think a lot of the people in the industry are crapping on it. And I don't even like Nintendo that much in general. If you've listened to my podcast over the years, I've been very critical of Nintendo. I bash them all the time. And I think this is one of their best ones. I think the biggest thing that they screwed up on is the name, because I was actually at Walmart a week ago or so, and there was a lady there who was asking about the new Wii console, but she didn't know, or she was just like asking about like that new controller, and she didn't know it was an entirely new console. Now, I don't normally talk to people because whatever, I don't want to talk to some random person in the store, but I explained to her that it's a completely different console, and she had no idea. She thought it was an extension of the current Wii, and she was ready to buy that.
The controller.
No, she was wanting to buy that and expecting that she'd be able to, play all her games on that, and she wouldn't have to do anything different.
Well, that's how they've marketed it from day one.
Yeah, well, it's a stupid marketing idea. I don't even know why it's called the Wii U.
Back when they revealed it at E3, what was it, 2011? That's all they didn't even show the the console. All they showed was the controller.
Yeah.
At that point, you didn't even know if it was a new console or not.
And that's what I think that's the biggest thing hurting them is that mass confusion that people don't know what this is. They don't realize that this is a new console.
Right.
I think it has the best potential.
I don't know. I don't think that they're going to get nearly as popular with this as they did with the Wii.
Yeah. The sales really sucked for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like Black Friday week.
Not
was
according to
pretty bad.
them.
Well, it's,
360, the 360 and the PS3 outsold them,
Yeah, I know.
and I think the PS2 did too.
Yeah. Well, that thing keeps selling for some weird reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I was checking Twitter like the whole day. It's like people could just walk into a store and buy one day one. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I almost went out and did it myself.
Yeah, I was considering it because like they pretty much everyone was just like, oh, there's like 13 Wii U's in this area still.
Yeah.
That's surprising. But the Nintendo also said that last year or last release with the Wii, they really understocked it, so like people were scrambling for it. So this one, their goal was to overstock, but still they didn't sell as much. Either way, but
I'm close.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen down the line. Nintendo has always done their own thing, and I think this could still be a decent system. If they also the online stuff, they need to really get that figured out.
I
Yeah.
don't think you
Stop
ever will.
stupid friend codes, whatever the crap that is.
Well, no, there are no friend codes anymore. You have your own name now, but you can't take it to any other system. You're stuck on that system. Whatever system, it's hardware specific. So whatever system you're registered on, you're stuck on that one. And there's just been a lot of like other online issues.
I haven't really screwed around with it yet, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't really have any game, I heard like there's like for Black Ops 2, there was only like 700 people playing.
I heard that too.
Oh, well.
Those 700 people are dumb.
Anything else to say about the Wii U, Zach? Or Chase, you want to bash on it more?
It sucks.
You racist.
Wii's
Chase doesn't
awful.
like Japanese.
It does not.
Love
suck, it just
Japanese.
needs more time to grow.
Love Samurais. Samurais. Sam.
What?
Sam.
I love
Samurais.
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 Guys?
I was gonna
Yeah.
make a joke. Never mind. That was.
I agree with what
I tried to make two jokes in one, and it didn't work.
he
Yeah,
loves
don't do that
Samurais. No, I agree with Zach. It just needs some time to grow. Give it room. Give it time.
Nurture it.
It'll become a strong man one day.
Come out with Pokemon, I'll buy it. Until then,
Wow.
There you
That's
go.
dedication to buy a...
get an iPad.
Oh, I do have something to say with Arkham City. I do like that you can play it just on the gamepad and watch something on the TV at the same time. Like you can play the whole game on the gamepad, and I do like that when I'm looking for Riddler trophies.
Yeah, you play the game on your Xbox and then watch something else. That's how you play it.
I only have one TV in my living room, so
Hey, Chase, shut up.
Like, is it even worth playing on that tiny little screen?
well, the screen it actually is pretty good, big. Like I can play Arkham City fine on it, and I actually think it looks better on the smaller screen than it does on the bigger screen for the Wii U.
I like that idea a lot. I know.
Yeah,
I think you can do that with the new Super Mario Brother
Yeah.
thing.
But then those are the type of games that don't really require both of the screens then, because like Zombie U, you can't do that with, could you? Because you need
No.
both those screens. So
Yeah.
like we want these games to come out and actually use that second screen for a purpose, but then you can't use it for the other purpose of just playing it on that screen
Well,
alone.
Arkham City, when you play it on the screen, still utilizes like the touchscreen aspect of it. Like when you answer Zaz's phone calls and have to follow the little, circle around the map, you still use the touchscreen for that. I mean, it still does use the gamepad in some ways. It's just more simplified, I guess.
Well, and not every game has to absolutely completely incorporate the Wii Pad into it, because like think about there were a few games that did motion control well on the Wii, very few, but so many other games just try to throw it in there and force it in there, and like I wouldn't want developers to try to do that with every single game. So I'm okay with some games not having it, and some of them you can just play on the gamepad and that's all it is. I'm totally fine with that.
Then what's the point? of developing a system around motion controls if
It's
half
not
your
developed
game,
around motion
Well,
controls.
you just
half
have
your
to do
game,
it right. You can't just throw it in there just because we have to. You have to take time to think about it. And
But just because it exists, I mean, the Kinect exists, but I don't want them to ever put anything in any of my games that requires me to use a Kinect.
I don't know. I don't see the point of selling a pad controller and then not have your games use it.
But Arkham
Well.
City does use it. I mean, it does use it even when you just play it on the pad. So
Yeah, but I'm saying like Jared said, like not all the games have to be like designed specifically for the pad itself. But like I mean you purposely advertise like this pad is going to be the next innovation in gaming, and then I don't know, games come out and they don't even use it.
well, the ones that don't use it or use it very sparingly are probably not going to be the big blockbuster hits. You know, I mean, it doesn't mean they're not going to exist.
or they might be cross-platform titles too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it's. I love if someone can use it well, like in Zombie U, but I don't think it detracts from the game if they don't use it in a really revolutionary way. The game can still be good despite that.
Like, would you rather play a good game without the controls or a crappy game because the controls that they try to shoehorn in there are shit? I'll take a good game.
I'd rather play it on a 360 where I don't have to go buy a
I'll take a crappy game any day.
pad.
Chase, you're gonna like it. Deal with it.
Like I don't understand what's the point of buying your console?
You're not going to, so hey.
But that's my point.
Yeah,
like,
but every game doesn't have to use it, but like the majority of games might use it.
I guess.
Plus, who knows? I don't know. Maybe you can stream Netflix at some point while you're playing another game. You can just
Right, watch a
Hold it
movie
up.
and play a game at the same time.
I don't know. Video chat with someone. That would be cool. There's a camera on that controller, right?
Yeah, you can. There's a video chat option too.
Yeah,
on it.
someone can just like look up like under your chin and up your nose while you're playing a game.
Yes.
It's the future of Let's Plays. Anyway, let's wrap this sucker up unless anyone has anything else to say about Wii U. Yes, no? Alright, cool. What?
No further.
Oh, that's
What a dumb name.
to episode 54 of Between the Pixels. You can check out all our stuff at pixelperfectmag.com. We have a Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Follow us, subscribe, all that good stuff. Subscribe to us on iTunes. If you like us, leave a review on iTunes because it helps us. If you want to know anything about the Wii U, we got a number of reviews up for, what do we have? Zombie U and Nintendo Land. Batman's coming out.
New Super Mario Brothers, and I'm working on a Wii U 2 weeks later retrospective. So,
Yeah, so we got a bunch of content about the Wii U going up on the site, so check that out. If you have any questions or comments about any of the news or topics we've talked about today, email us podcast@pixelperfectmag.com. That's the end. That's all I got. I'm not going to ask your opinions because I don't care. See you next week.
Bye.
You must destroy them. The Earth is counting on you. Good luck.